So another session and workbook using PysparkSQL. From PysparkSQL import Spark session. From PysparkSQL functions import star. From PysparkSQL.types import asterisk. From PysparkSQL import column as column. Now to initiate the app, to create an app, we have to give initiating the Spark variable, storing the details in the Spark variable as Spark session, which we have initiated using PysparkSQL, right? Built-in app name, model, getter, create. Now inside the data, I'm going to store the data as a list, wherein it is going to store few values, LLM enlargement model, then display the data. So it is going to display the data. Column names, it is storing the schema of these two values. Now I want to create a data frame, so I'm going to create the data frame. Also, if I want to display the column names, I can use the display command. So I can see, okay, these two columns are created inside the column names. So creating the data frame, we have to give data frame spark.create data frame. How can I create? I can create util data and schema name. Now printf, I want to print and see, okay, these are my data types for both the columns, AI framework and framework name. Now I want to see the data inside the data frame. So df.show AI framework and framework name. So it is showing me. Now if I want to, let's say, save it as a table, so I can write df.write mode over it, save it as a table, df.show. So I've saved this as a table. Now I can perform all the SQL operations once I've saved it as a table name. Next is df table. So since I've created it, I've saved this as a df table. Okay, so in the df table, I'm going to say I want to read whatever is present in my table. Okay, this table which we have just created as a save as table. Okay, so I'm storing this in another data frame as df table spark.read. Now I want to read, so this data frame is going to read the data from this table now. So now from table we are storing it to data frame. Earlier we created the table from the data frame. Now we are reading the data from the table and storing it inside the data frame. So that's the beauty of Spark. To and fro, reverse, and vice versa. We can always go back to the earliest version, or we can create new object inside the same notebook. And now df.table.show, I can again see the data frame. Now if I want to select specific column, I can just use df.table.select, give the name of the column and then show command. Now if I want to, let's say, filter something, so I can just give the name of the column name and give the value, like I've given dftable.filter dftable AI framework is equal to LLM or show. Similarly, you can do that for the table. I've done it on the table data frame. Now this is for the actual original data frame. Also you can do that. Now if I want to, let's say, sort out the data, so I can use df.sort. So sorting, it will automatically sort it in the ascending order. Give the name of the column. Then you can similarly apply the same on the table data frame as well. Now let's say I'm creating another data frame and I would like to join this with an existing data frame, right? df table data frame or df data frame. So define will contain some two columns like LLM and LLM definitions. If I display this is the data. I can use the print command as well. Now column name, I've given AI framework, which is going to be the mutual column, or I can say the primary key for joining both the tables. And now this is going to be your another column name in your second schema. So you're storing it as column name 1, framework description. Now I can display them, and then in df2 I'm going to create another data frame for my new table. Okay, so this is my second data frame, have define and column names. So if I want to show after creating the data frame, df2.show AI framework description. So this is giving me the details. Now this is a string and this is a string. Now you can print it as well. Now if I want to join, let's say I'm creating a new data frame, df_joined, df.join. How to join? Df is my existing actual data frame. I'm joining with this new data frame df2 on the column key, the joining key, which is going to be AI framework, and how the type of the join, which is inner join. So df_join.show, I can do this AI framework name and framework description. So this is the third new column we have added, and we have stored it inside the new data frame, which is df_join. Okay, now if I want to select any specific column from the new data frame, I can do that. So this is how we can perform basic operations like sort, transform, add new column, override save as table, and then select basic commands and perform the joins. So hope you liked it, and you can also perform more operations on the same. Have a nice day. See you later. Bye bye.